Right everyone, it is time. Right everyone, it is time to get this RM1. Right everyone, the Rm250 is now in the room of doom. I call this the room of doom because this is where bikes get disassembled, but they also get built again and sent out the door like brand new. So, the air filter is clean. I expected to see no air filter, or the air filter extremely grubby. So that's all loose now. What I'm going to do is get this carburetor out. That's that good. So, next thing is we're going to do some checks to see if this has had an engine rebuild like the guy said, and I can tell you that has not had an engine rebuild. Well, it may have done, but not for a long time. You can see the coating on the pistons already worn down, and the crank, the conrod there, that looks old, doesn't it? It's been in there a while. You can see how it's all worn away. That's definitely not had an engine rebuild. But we're going to check the crank bearings next. That does look worn to me. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is remove this flywheel cover, and we're going to check the crank bearings, check it for play to see if the crank bearings are healthy. Other thing is, look at the state of this wiring here. See all that, it's all oily and greasy and burnt through. I can see wiring there, up there, and this is not on correctly, so you're going to get water into that. Real neglect this is. That's loose already. Oh my. Right. So the flywheel's pretty gruesome. That's obviously got water in there. Why? Why is it so difficult for people just to do this? Just to put things where they should be. It's like that. Simple, isn't it? So yeah, having that where it should be would just probably stop water getting in, but this is rusty. Right, okay, let's test it. So it feels... Oh, crank bearing's gone. Yeah, that's moving up and down. So engine out, engine rebuild. I bet you're all happy about that. Crank bearing's definitely gone in there.
all that we can do is hope for miracles or just let it go. But honey, we have to be together here in the stormy weather.
Chain for the bin. 24mm socket on here. Always push down when you're slackening a nut. That feels like it's spinning the other side. Let me check it out. Yes, it is. Oh. Now, obviously, before you remove the rear wheel, make sure it's fastened down on here, because otherwise it's going to go straight down. Well, the sprocket looks okay, but like I said before, that is getting removed. We're going to put a 50 tooth on that. These don't look too clever. Wheel bearings look dirty. Lots of play in those. I just hope that has not got a worn shaft in here. It will want new hubs. That feels pretty loose, does that? Not a good thing. That should be more secure than that. The cost is rising. It looks like whoever's put these wheel bearings in doesn't have a bearing press. It's damaged all around that. You see that better? It looks like it's damaged. Possible that someone's smashed that in there. Obviously it's not working at all, it's seized solid. Yeah, this disc is worn as well. It's ballsy, that disc. That is just scrap metal to me, that. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a ski jump. Right, so that's removed pretty easy now. What I've done is, you saw me there trying to TIG weld a bolt to this bolt to remove it, but when I started to weld it, it was difficult to get in there. I couldn't actually weld the bolt to this one because it's so tight gap. So what happened is, all I did was try a spanner on it, and the damn thing just came straight out. So the heat from the welds obviously expanded it and caused this to free off. It wants thrown away. I'm gonna get a new one, but that's off now. Spot on. It's amazing what you can do with a TIG welder. Get one. .32mm that. Alright, before I remove the forks now, I want to slacken these off, because if not, it can be a bit of a pain to get apart the can when they're not in the clamps. So, because it's tight in the clamps, it'll grip that for me. I'm going to get them slacked off. Not too bad. That's alright. So I'll just nip them back up. They're nice and slack. It's not too bad. I'm ready to get rid of this. Yeah, still grating is that. Ooh! Look at all that rust. I think that's supposed to be grease, but it looks a little bit like rust to me. Right, we've almost done. Not far off now, just the engine, swing arm, shock and mudguard to remove. We're going to tidy up. It looks like a pigsty in here. I'm just flying ahead and removing everything, dumping it on the bench. So.
Who's it going to be that's going to hit the front first? Puzar was there, Moore was there, and Schmidt was there. But it's Schmidt at the moment from Moore and Puzar. Looks like Dobby on the inside, but it's a Chesterfield freight train at the moment. The three Rinaldi Chesterfield Yamahas 1, 2 and 3 at the front. At the start of this third heat, Parker was also in the fray.
Even this is seized on here, look, the hinge on it. Totally seized that. Right, okay, I'm going to go online, I'm going to jump online and see if I can find the best replacement for the rear brake system. If I can, then I'm going to go for it and buy it. I'm not interested in rebuilding, refurbishing that. It's such a mess, the pipe's a mess, everything. So I'm going to get some new hose, get some new brake lines and find a rear brake master to fit that, and possibly a slave as well. If not, then we will repair the original slave. Even. Everything I've seized in there. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to damage the threads on this. what I need to do is just get perhaps a bolt, sorry, that I can hit hard, start off with, and see if it budges it. That's what we're going to do, and if not, we'll move on to different measures. Got it. There we go. That's got that. So, that's a hard day's work, well earned. Bike is stripped. I'm going to take the engine apart tomorrow. That's all we're going to be doing for today. The frame is going to go to the powder coaters, I think. I'm just going to check it over, grind back some areas, see where we need to do any welding. Looks like there's some kind of pitting, bubbling going on there. There's a dodgy repair here, a very dodgy repair, some bird shit welded. Need to check that. The funniest thing is, it looks like this this part of the frame here is going directly to this point when I would expect it to go here. So is there a reason that does that? I don't know. I want to grind all that away. I'm probably going to get this shot blasted first, and then I'll see what I've got to deal with, because that is some really crappy welding. That is awful. And here we've got some cracks in this subframe. I don't know why it is, but it seems to be all these 92 RMs always suffer here. It's always a weak spot where the metal cracks. But what I'm going to be doing with that is, again, it's going to get shot blasted, and I'm going to press that back into place and weld it up so you can't tell. That is the next job. So this will go tomorrow to the powder coater so I can see what I'm dealing with. Right, that's bye for now. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned if you want to see some more. I've got plenty more project videos coming up. I may take this out at the end of the week, have a little day off from work, and if I do, I'm going to cover my setup in GoPros and we'll do a little video on this beast. Alright, see you next time.
Here we are, missing out.